And there came a day unlike any other, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Comics Daily from Scorcher Hill, hosted by Brian Keown and Matt Wood. From Scorcher Hill, this is Star Wars Comics Daily. I'm Matt Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And welcome to episode 99 of Star Wars Comics Daily. Jabba the Hutt, the Hunger of Princess Nampi. Boy.
Yes.
That's all I got. Oh, sorry, no, I'm not done. No.
Say, don't you have the date?
Yeah, sorry.
Because I was like, do I do the credits?
No, that title was so stinking long that I completely forgot. Yeah, this one's released on my mom's birthday, June 20th, 1995. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday. Written by Jim Woodring, penciled by Art Wetherall, inked by Monty Sheldon, colored by Matt Webb, lettered by Steve Dutrow. The editor is old Ryan Wyndham, and the cover is by Mark Harrison.
Pretty much the same team from last time.
Yeah, I think so, except for the cover artist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, because the last one was, dang it.
Steve Bissett.
Yeah, Steve, yeah, and it was also Cam Kennedy, like inked it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these Jabba the Hutt one-shots, they just keep on coming, boys and girls. Don't sleep on these. These are weird.
Yeah, very weird.
But I love them. Holy cow. Okay, yeah, I just pulled up just the slightest bit of trivia about some of these characters. Brian, oh my goodness. I think these things have a bit of a legacy behind them. So probably those that are in the know are super keen on these Jabba the Hutt comics. Just because I don't hate them. I think they're weird. I think they're
very bizarre.
But yeah,
very bizarre. And I don't, like I said in the last one, I'm not sure what the point of them necessarily is.
No, I don't think there is one. But, just hey, we have these characters. We gotta do something with them. Now, let me tell you what happens in Jabba the Hutt: The Hunger of Princess Nampi. Jabba and the boys are heading back to Tatooine after a successful trip to Gar's planet. One of Jabba's men, Scoopa, points out a ship ahead of them, and he thinks it's a Nuffin freighter, possibly full of treasure. Of course.
Sure.
Jabba has Bib Skype into the ship and use a holo to pretend to be a fellow Nuffin, earning the trust of the real Nuffins and an eventual invitation to board their ship. As they prepare to board, they discover that it is them who are the suckers. There are no Nuffins on board, but instead several armed guards and like large droids. Jabba and Scoopa are brought to the ship's leader, Princess Nampi, a larger-than-Jabba slug-like monster. Nampi demands Jabba tell her where his treasure aboard the ship is hidden, but he refuses, and he tells her that it is protected by a voice-controlled code. Jabba is thrown into a cell, and Nampi begins to pump Scoopa for some information. Scoopa says that he doesn't know the code, but believes that he can get the information from Jabba. When Scoopa goes to Jabba, the Hutt is pretty sore at his former underling. Jabba gives him nothing. When Scoopa goes to Nampi, he tells her that he has failed and offers to kill himself in order to keep his honor. Nampi finds it pretty hot and says that she has developed feelings for him. Scoopa goes along with this, or actually feels something for her. Either way, it beats dying. She orders that he is to be fitted in royal garb. Sorry, I lost my place. Royal garb, so they can have a ceremony for their love. Once Scoopa is dressed up, Nampi dismisses her guards, and Scoopa learns the hard way that consummating love with Nampi means getting your head bitten off. Nampi is not satisfied or satiated, and orders that Jabba be brought to her so she can have dessert. Jabba offers her a compromise: spare him and he will tell her where the treasure is. She debates this, but decides that the treasure will outlast the few moments of love eating. The guards take Jabba back to the ship, where their heads are quickly blasted off. I don't know how that one worked.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I went back and looked like, what now? All right, whatever.
There's no one on that ship, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be some sort of automatic, some
Yeah.
sort of defense system or something.
If
But
you're not Scoopa or Bib or one of the other weirdos that Jabba hangs out with, you just get your
Right.
head blasted off. Yeah. Jabba comes back to Nambi with a remote. He says that he anticipated Scoopa betraying him. Smart guy. So after Scoopa received surgery for a battle wound, Jabba ordered his surgeon to plant a remote bomb in his head. Jabba says that he'll activate the bomb now in Nambi's stomach unless she fills his ship with her treasures. She calls his bluff and Jabba blows her up. Her stomach acid seems to kill her remaining guards. Jabba frees his men. Jabba frees his men from Nambi's prison and tells Bib to load up the ship with the former captor's treasure, but to also put on his boots before he does so. Oh boy.
so crazy.
Great comic, top notch all around. Jim Woodring.
Yeah, Woodring.
I'm proud of you.
You think all of Jabba's guys have like bombs implanted in them and stuff? Like, does Bib have like bombs all up in his Liku? Is that what they're called?
I like to think that if for whatever reason that was the case, that there would have been all kinds of like fail safes that would have just blown up Jabba the Hutt's castle.
Yeah.
After, and here's another thing too, and I don't want to give anyone any ideas, and I don't know if they have. But I got a real interesting story that I want to write. Here I am giving away good ideas with the next group of people that take over Jabba's castle.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like the Resistance could have used it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to imagine that'd be a pretty well-known place that someone would have taken it by then.
Well, I guess they sort of hinted at it a little bit of Mandalorian because Tatooine, or well, Mos Eisley anyway, is pretty emptied out.
Yeah. Isn't there like, because I remember, I haven't read Aftermath since they came out, but I remember like, there was like some implications that there's like the sheriff of Tatooine. Remember that stuff? There's a guy that was going to take over. He's like the sheriff of Tatooine. And I don't know if he's going to take over like the castle or whatever, but he's bringing like law and order to Tatooine, and like they kind of explored that in the Mandalorian. And there's the whole stuff with Malakili, the Rancor keeper, and he was had basically like was going to raise animals and stuff.
Right.
Oh, here we go. Following the death of Jabba, several of his employees, including the Beastmaster of Malakili, stayed at the palace waiting for a new Hutt to occupy the dais. As the food dwindled and water ran out, many of Jabba's former employees abandoned the castle. I mean, that's loyalty.
Yeah.
Because he's...
Well, they know they've all got bombs in their heads, apparently.
Yeah, that's a good point. Malakili was one of the last to leave. He subsequently joined a community called Freetown, which was led by the lawman and mayor Cobb Vanth, who enlisted Malakili's service in taming 2 Rontos and a Huttlet named Borgo. The Red Key crime syndicate had attempted to install the Huttlet in Jabba's palace, but Cobb foiled their plan. So it does seem like people were attempting to utilize it, but that's as far as canon has gone. Please don't take that idea. That's my idea when I get to work at Marvel.
I guess was that one of those like interludes in Aftermath? I guess
I have to assume
that's
so.
awfully a lot of little bit of story there. So
yeah, it was probably one of those like brief chapters that was stretched out throughout the entire trilogy. But I remember like there was like a sheriff of it's called Freetown.
That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah. So Scoopa.
Some rando dude shows up. He's on the. I mean, I guess he's the pilot of the ship. Like, oh, Scoopa, where were you the whole time?
Yeah, I don't remember Scoopa. Scoopa was not in the last issue, so he must have just been hanging out there.
I think there's even specifically they mentioned that he stayed on the ship, but I don't see it now that I'm looking for it. So maybe I made that up.
Yeah. So I got excited, and I can't figure out what exactly his role is, but in the 2013, maybe 2014 novel written by Joe Schreiber, one of the last EU, pre-Disney novels, Maul Lockdown, about Darth Maul. Apparently, Scupa is in that book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a neat thing. Let's see. The Siege of the Cog Hive 7. Scupa was part of the group Jabba took with as he went to attack Cog Hive 7 on the Star Jewel. Apparently, that's the ship they're on. Which, oh gosh, I actually don't think the ship that we're looking at is the Star Jewel, but I clicked a picture of it, and it's just a big sail barge that apparently fly in space.
The ship was one thing I thought was weird because the ship is super clean and nice looking. It doesn't look like Jabba's palace at all, which is just a dump.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was just easier to draw it that way, but it does seem weird that it's not just all, at least where Jabba hangs out isn't all just crappy.
Yeah, it does look like it should be a little sloppier. What do you think of this hollow projector that you can they just pull back like the projector curtain, behind him, and okay, making nothing, and
right.
pretend that you're doing a nothing voice.
It is weird that it's like here's the nothing, and then here's the background 5 feet behind it or something.
Why would you make a different background than the one that if your alibi is that you've taken over this ship? What does it matter what the ship looks like inside?
Right, because Nampi ship, there is no background. You just see a nothing. So
yeah, exactly.
And Jabba totally buys it. So
also, is Bib Fortuna the best guy to do voices? Because I remember that guy's voice, and he sounds awful. So
yeah, maybe that's what nothing sound like.
That's a good point. You're right. I mean,
because this is another one of those where it's so bizarre because we're just hearing Jabba talk in English or whatever.
Yeah, but also I've heard other Twi'leks. Bib Fortuna sounds bad for a Twi'lek.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But oh well.
Yeah, a lot of times they have weird sort of French accents or something, but Hera talks like a normal person. Well, not a normal person, but like an American or whatever.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that projector, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of extra loopholes. And also, I love the commitment to the floating dais.
For sure. Yeah, because even when he's captured, he still has the floating dais thing. Yeah.
You think they would take that away from him.
Yeah, you got to slug around, you cruddy slug guy.
But I guess there was just hey, can he crawl or nah?
Yeah, I mean, just based on Return of the Jedi, I would assume he couldn't. He's so big that he necessarily wouldn't, or at least was lazy enough that I think we talked about this last time. He would be lazy enough that he wouldn't.
Yeah, but I guess they weren't ready to commit to that. Our Lucasfilm was just like, nah, dude. Because what does that even look like?
Right.
But now we know it doesn't look very good.
Exactly.
But yeah, these suckers. Jabba even says as they are going in there, hey, be prepared for a fight. They might have mercenaries, and they storm in there, and it's like, yep, sure enough, Jabba's right. Now we're kidnapped.
That's the other thing. It's so crazy that Jabba goes with. Again, he seems like he's not the kind of guy that would go with him. He would just sit on the ship and let Scupa be in charge.
Look at Bib Fortuna's little gun. Come on. What are you gonna do?
He's like, they're literally nothings. I'm not worried about these guys.
Yeah.
they're nothing to me.
This whole it just seems like a strange one. But I'm also Jabba probably knows what he's doing. Jabba's probably anticipating this. I think that's the whole point of this comic.
Yes, he 100% knows what he's doing because he is completely prepared, just like it was in the last issue, where it's like, oh, really? You think that's going to work? Well, look at this. I've got this completely unlikely, backup plan that's going to get me out of it.
Which, for me, makes it explains why he is bested in Return of the Jedi, because their plan is so wacky and off the wall and thrown together that he's probably like, you beat me at my own game. Right. thrown together bad plans. Good job, guys. Yeah. Princess Nampi.
Yeah, you got any info on what she is, or?
Yeah, I had a species. So give me a second here. It's a stupid word, and I think they probably even say it here, but
Oh,
whatever.
really?
It's a Oroturo.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and
don't remember that, but I might have just skimmed over it because you know
it's
how you sometimes words you just like, I don't know what that means. You just take it in context and move on.
so it is. It might be a little presumptuous here. No, okay, that's where she's from. Okay,
Oh,
so we
okay.
don't know what species. But Oroturo was the home of a race of titanic purple-colored slug-like beings, mostly notably Princess Nampi. It
Mhm.
was an endpoint of both the Metelos trade route and the Wittic bypass.
Okay.
Yeah, so if that helps.
Thanks, West End Games.
Yeah.
Sure, that's
Uh, let's see. Now, Coruscant and the Core Worlds is apparently one of the sources there,
okay.
which is Wizards of the West Coast.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Same difference.
the Essential Atlas and the Complete Star Wars Encyclopedia. So that's probably DK.
Okay.
No, Del Rey. Okay, I remember that Complete Star Wars Encyclopedia. That was a much desired purchase when I was a younger person,
Nice.
but I never got it, and I'm good now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
It's all on the internet. You don't need the
yeah,
actual book.
exactly. It's Wikipedia is horribly detailed, so
Right.
I'm
Much
quite
more
good.
than we generally need.
Exactly. I like her little hat and her dress. Like she makes an effort.
She does. I like later she gets sexy when she's all like,
Mm,
I'm gonna eat your head or whatever, and she's all in a green kind of moo moo or whatever that is.
exactly. But man, Scoopa's disappointing because he immediately turns on Jabba, but Jabba saw it
Well,
coming.
it's so weird because she's like, okay, well now Jabba's in prison, right? So that makes
Hmm.
you the captain, so you can go tell him what to do. Like,
Right.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah,
Like
but
he could probably
Scuba
Scuba
buys
could
it.
tell. Yeah, Scuba could tell like Bib Fortuna what he is, but later when he's talking to Jabba, he's like, "Well, I'm the captain now, so you have to do what I tell you." And he's like, "No, no."
No, you flap eater.
Right. I just because I'm not the captain doesn't mean you're the captain of me now.
What a what a what a ninny. What a gutted gump
Yes.
mullet.
Yes. Jabba lets down some crazy curses at him.
Right. By the way, uh, none of these ridiculous species are listed on the Wikipedia entry for this comic. You could tell they're just like, we're not even going to do it.
Right.
Like, it's not
Not
necessary.
even not even the yellow gutted gump mullet. Come on.
No, no gump mullets are mentioned. I have no information on gump mullets or spogics.
Dang it.
It starts to sound like Clockwork Orange talk.
What about Bobo Queequeg? Well, that's got to be someplace
you,
because he's
you,
supposed to rot
I
there.
don't. Let me look at locations. No, not there.
Dang.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to rot in Bobo Queequeg. You perungificating spogic.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh well. Look, and what's his name? Scoopa. He leaves so defeated, just so sad. And
Yeah.
Your Highness, I have indeed failed. Please let me. What does it say? Give me a sword that I may bury it in my unworthy entrails. Attaboy.
And she's all like, that's getting me
Mm.
all sexed up.
Yeah, exactly. Ritualistic suicide. Mm.
Yeah. I think I want to eat your head now.
Right, exactly. Good lord. Yeah, man, it goes for it. And
There's another one when she's crying and she says, don't you know, I know that you find me repulsive. I heard that remark you made about my scent. He's like, what? No, that was the other guys. I think you smell classy.
yeah, right. Yeah, you smell like an ascot and a top hat.
Yes, exactly.
You smell classy. That's such a good line.
Yep.
Because you're very strong, and I admire that in a female. My mother was a strong being. Okay, let me ask you this: Do you think Scoopa is just kind of taking advantage of the opportunity, or do you think he's attracted?
Oh, there's no way.
Oh.
You smell classy. That doesn't mean anything, dude. No, he's definitely like, well, I mean, maybe if I have sex with her, maybe I'll live.
Oh.
Give me those sex robes or whatever it is they give her.
Sex that she has on board.
Yes.
Man, and her guards are just like, you know what? That's why her guards are wearing those helmets because they don't have the top part of their heads.
Yeah, so they can't see her.
Yeah, they're programmed like Doctor What's his name from the last issue.
Right.
Oh man, how do I know you aren't just flattering me to save your hide, or worse, to save that execrable hut? Just look into my eyes. And then there's a panel of her looking into his eyes. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. I read that too fast, and now I really appreciate it. All right. Goes get the sex robes. And it's just a bathrobe.
Yeah, totally it is.
It's so...
Well, she says, dress the groom while I prepare myself. And then, like, here's this rope, guy. We don't want your clothes getting messed up when she eats your head.
I know. I'm glad. Now let us share the wedding kiss. Yes, ma'am. But, dude, it went for it. You know? Just...
Yes, and when she bites him, everything is like the blood looks yellow, but later, like she's just got blood all over her mouth for the rest of the issue.
Yeah, maybe she bit her lip.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jabba's a lot darker complected in this than he was in the last issue. I feel like he was a little bit paler. Yeah, he was the he looked like the action figure from the '80s.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
This one, he's pickle green.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate because he's about to get eaten like a pickle.
That's true.
Yeah. Man, and like, here's the thing. I hate saying this. You know, it's a family show. But she is so horny hungry that, like, I love Jabba, like, Your Highness, I have reconsidered. I am prepared to offer you full access to my ship. She's like, no, I can't control myself. Come to me.
You've got a much bigger head than your friend.
I legitimately thought so. Like, as reading this, I had like accidentally like passed the page, you know, where I saw her exploding. So I was like, okay, that's where we're ending. I thought that Jabba had like messed with her emotions so much.
She just cried herself to the explosion.
Just exploded out of frustration because she didn't know if she wanted the treasures or the love eating.
Yeah.
More, but yeah. Maddening frustration. Ugh, never have I experienced. Man. So yeah, those guards take back this ship, get their heads blown off immediately. Oh, no, there it is. Look, Jabba presses the button.
Does he? Oh, yeah, he does on his little
Okay.
skiff. Right. Yeah. Like in the panel before that, you can see one of the guns to the left.
Yeah. Okay. Man.
And he does warn him. He says, watch your heads.
Hey, guys, don't give him his floating dais.
Yeah, obviously he's got control, or at least don't let him go back to his ship with it.
Yeah. And he goes and he gets his scuba killing remote.
Because he didn't have that on the skiff. It's a different little remote.
It was like an Android phone, like a Galaxy HTC or whatever. I wonder if like that controls all of his head popping remotes. Oh, like the slaves have on Tatooine. Remember, Anakin mentions these.
Oh, that he can kill him or whatever?
Yeah, the slaves all have chips that they like try to leave. Then they blow you up. And Jar Jar says, how wooed.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right. The prequels ripped off this comic, Brian.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Jim Woodring hopefully got paid for that.
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
I'm telling you that right now. I wonder, when they reprinted these epic collections, imagine the like Herculean task of like trying to like find these people that have never worked for Marvel, like having to like how do I find Bob Hall? Like how do I find, like I have to just
Bob Hall actually you probably can't because he did some Avengers stuff, but Jim Woodring for sure.
No, not Bob Hall. Who am I thinking of? Bill Hughes? Bill Hughes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, surely they get some kind of royalties off of these, but I don't know. Who knows how Lucasfilm works? I mean, we know that Mark Hamill doesn't get any money from Luke Skywalker toys, so.
Well, yeah, but you have to imagine that you're getting some kind of like royalty check from these comics.
You would think, but I don't know.
Yeah, And I wonder what the policy though is. Like, if you just can't find some of these guys, like, do you just? Well, I guess they don't get the check. Surely
Yeah,
Dark Horse like gave them all the contact information they had.
Because, I mean, some of these guys are dead. So, I mean, it's like, where does that money go? Does it go to their heirs or just it doesn't go anywhere? I don't know.
Yeah, just find out whatever local library is near the city where they died and just give it that. I don't know.
No, that seems pretty.
Yeah.
That seems real doubtful. I'm sure it's just like, well, that guy's dead. We just get to keep this money.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we get to keep this 75 cents.
Yeah.
That's all bummer.
Yeah, because, yes, I'm sure it's not much. Especially in a weird collection like this where there's probably 40 different creators and all these little one-shots and stuff.
But, yeah, surely, I mean, there's got to be someone that has to... Oh, you know, I'm looking at this button, this control, and there's only one big button on it, so...
Yes, no, I think this is the Scoopa one.
Man.
He's got a Bib Fortuna one that he didn't grab.
Nah, come on, man. Bib gets a pass.
No way. I think he's got a bunch of bombs in those Lekus.
Aw. I'm kind of impressed that if Nampi's stomach acid is enough to like kill these poor guys, I think that's what is implied, right? They're like, mother of Gurn.
Well, he specifically says it's an acid bomb that's in Scoopa's head.
Oh, okay.
Where is it? I don't know. It's in here somewhere.
And he's got the Deus, so he's fine.
Oh, it's he
xenoboric acid.
Right, xenoboric. He got a head wound, and it wasn't serious, but it required some patching. I had a surgeon who fixed him implant a small vial of concentrated xenoboric acid in his skull.
Which of those weirdos in Jabba's palace do you think is his surgeon? Do you think it's Yak Face?
Could be, yeah.
Maybe a man.
I mean, he's got a dedicated droid torturer there too. So I mean, you know, who knows?
Surely it's not poor Bib.
Nah, Bib is too whacked out on drugs.
Exactly, he's not reliable.
I guess maybe death sticks. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it has to be spice.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It'd be spice, yeah.
Yeah, just. And we see, I think, Jabba smile for the first time when she blows up.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. But yeah, get your boots, Bib.
Yep.
Have you ever seen Bib Fortuna's shoes?
I don't know.
I remember on the action figure that I had, he wore like high heels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I've never been able to like confirm that in any other.
Yeah, because he's got robes on all the time, so you probably can't ever really see his feet.
They released that book of costumes not too long ago. And I think Bib Fortuna's stuff was in it. They had like a ton of the, original trilogy costumes in it. So I wonder if Bib Fortuna's is in it. I'm gonna look at Bib Fortuna's boots and image search. No, they're just plain old boots.
All right.
Yeah, a little disappointing. I always thought they had a little heel to them, but I guess not.
It makes sense. He's already got. I mean, the actor's already got that big head. He's got to carry around. You're going to put him in high heels too.
Hey, I mean, you want him to look the part, right?
I guess.
He also, like, whenever he walks upstairs, like in that scene in Return of the Jedi, he always like picks up his skirt.
Well, yeah, you don't want to step on it, dude. You'll trip.
I always like that. But yeah, you better wear your boots, Bib. I bet Bib is like, can I borrow the Deus? Come on, man.
No way.
Yeah.
I've got buttons on here that control things. You can't have it.
You can't. No good, man. I wonder if they tried to take Jabba's Deus when they put him in jail, but they're just like, how do you get him off it?
That's a good point.
And it's like, ugh, all right.
You just put a gun to his head and say, get off the Deus.
Yeah. But then he like eats your arm.
Right. Yeah. What do you do if he says no? I mean.
Yeah. You can't shoot him. He's got to be in Return of the Jedi.
Exactly.
Oh, well. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I don't have anything else.
No, I think we're done.
All right. Well, tomorrow we're going to be diving into Star Wars Legacy number 24, seeing what old Cade Skywalker is up to. Nothing but trouble.
We get some revelations.
Exactly. With old Bantha Rocks.
Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be tomorrow's episode. From Star Wars Comics Daily, I'm Matt Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And until tomorrow, may the force be with you.